We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.
Hello, we are back.
Hello. I don't hear anything. We are back. Yes, we are.
We're back with our youth empowerment series with a very inspiring guest, Marcus L. Evans, also known as Polo.
Thank you so much for having me here with you ladies to kick off this youth empowerment series. So thanks for inviting me on here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. I want to see if I can get your volume up a little more because it's kind of hard to hear.
It's a little low.
It's a little low.
And that's so dark. I can't. All right. Can you hear us pretty good, Marcus?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you guys just fine.
Okay.
It's just a little hard to hear
His voice
him.
is a little low on there. We're just trying to make sure the audience can hear you real well. But thank you guys for tuning in. What episode are we on, Chelz?
This would be episode, what, 70?
73, I believe. Episode 73, you guys. Episode 73. You guys, you can just let us know if you can hear well. We're going to continue on with our interview here. So, welcome tonight. We're sitting down with somebody who's making a major moves in education, leadership, business, and community work. Marcus, first off, welcome to Voices and Views. For the people who may not know you yet, tell us who you are. Who is Marcus Polo Evans, really beyond the titles and awards?
Um, I'm just a kid from
Don't just
Chicago,
say I'm just a guy.
just trying to make it. Yeah, I was born and raised in Chicago for the most part. I moved here to Freeport in about 2004 for high school. I kind of stuck around for the most part. I moved up to Minnesota for a little bit, lived up there, kind of worked a little bit at university, cooking up there, and then a casino up there, kind of honing in on my cooking skills. Moved back to Freeport, and just kind of really stayed in the area for the most part. I've worked at several different restaurants and businesses here in the Freeport area, so I'm kind of well versed in the kitchen. I just recently graduated with a hospitality management associate degree. And then in 2024, I graduated with a culinary arts associate degree. But for the most part, I just like to work, like to help out with the youth. I'm a youth basketball coach at the Boys and Girls Club. I'm a substitute teacher for the school district.
Okay, well, you doing a lot, Marcus. You doing a lot, I tell you. So, Chess, well, why don't you? You had some things there.
Yeah. So you've got accomplishments in business, culinary arts,
Everything.
hospitality, youth coaching, and leadership. So, was there a moment in life where you realized I really want to become somebody who inspires people?
Um, I'd probably say like in when I was in 12th grade or my senior year, that really was the time where I wanted to, help out the youth um, in some form or
Mhm.
fashion as part of a volunteer program for the Big Brother Big Sister program. I used to go over to Lincoln Douglas and help mentor a couple young men back in 2008, 2007, 2008. My mom always worked in childcare for almost 20 years. She worked at a place called the Carol Robertson Center in Chicago, which is where me and my brothers grew up, in that daycare center for the most part
Hmm.
of our, you know, uh, kid life or preteen life. We were there every day after school. And she did that for 20 years of her life. So I was always around, you know, younger kids. The class that I was in, it was the older of the school age group. So a lot of the other, younger classrooms used to look up to us. And then also during my time there at the Carol Robinson Center, I was a part of a mentor program. It was called Imani. And it was
Mhm.
where I went over to the other side of the daycare center where the early childhood kids were the ones that were like 3 or 4 years old, and help be like a teacher's aide for the most part, which is kind of similar to what I do now with working at the school district. So it kind of was kind of instilled in me, I guess, at a young age. Watching my mom work with
Hmm.
children, be around children, and kids younger than me for like the first part of my life. So it kind of was destined, destiny for me to, work with the youth or kids.
Work with the youth, yes.
Mhm.
So being born and raised then in Chicago, and you later attended Freeport High School. Talk to us about that transition. I know that was a big difference. What about that transition and how the cities, both of those cities, shape your mindset?
Sure, absolutely. It was actually a decision on my end to move from Chicago to Freeport because I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the high school process or how it goes, when you go from eighth grade to high school in Chicago, but it's kind of like a college process. If you want to get into the good schools, the good high schools, the Dr. Martin Luther King, the Jones Prep, the Williams, the Westinghouse, the Von Steuben, if you want to get into those high schools, you literally have to have the grades and you have to
Yes.
uh, pass the go through an application process, to get
Mhm.
into those. So, and then there's like a test that you have to take to show that you're proficient enough to attend a high school, because they're high academics. They don't want kids in here that aren't going to perform well academically. So there's a testing process to get into those top schools. And I took that test, went through the whole testing process, went out to Lane Tech High School at 7 o'clock in the morning. At the age of 14, with aspirations of wanting to get into, Whitney Young or Westinghouse or one of those, prestigious academic high schools in Chicago. And I won't say I bombed it, but I didn't, test well enough to get into those
Mhm.
high schools. And which would have led to me having to attend our neighborhood high school, which was a high school that I really didn't want to attend. There's a lot of gang activity. Um, there, I just didn't see myself being successful having to attend high school in Chicago for the most part because, like I said, it's a college process, application process kind of attached to it. And
Yeah.
you also have to travel too. So one of the other high schools that I did get into that was kind of academically, on the fence was Hurst High School, which I would have had to take at first walk from my house to, like 4 blocks away to get on a bus, get off that bus, get on another train, get off that train,
Mhm.
get on another bus, get off that bus and still have to walk another 6 blocks to high school 5 days a
Yeah.
week.
Yep, I remember.
So, I
Wow.
didn't want to go through that. That was, something that I was not, wanting to have to go through. So I knew that if I had to go through that at some point, I was either going to be, you know, involved in some sort of, violent altercation. Um,
Mhm.
um, you know, I just didn't foresee myself finishing high school had I stayed in Chicago. So it took a lot of
Mhm.
convincing for my mom to um, let me move up here to Freeport with my aunt to go to high school up here because I'm her oldest. I'm the oldest of her four boys. I was like kind of like the man of the house, or I was her biggest help. With raising my little brothers and stuff like that. So for her to see me go, leave and go and chase my dreams, I know it was hard for her, but
Yes.
Right.
but
So
my
a
aunt
lot
was
of young people struggle with trying to fit in or figure themselves out. So what were some challenges that you faced growing up that helped build the person that you are today?
Um, I was teased a lot when I was a kid, for sure. People used to tease me about my head. They used to call me big head. That was a joke that people cracked on me because I did have a large size head for a kid. So but that and just being super smart. I ain't gonna say I was super smart, but I was definitely a bookworm in elementary school. I paid
Mm-hmm.
school. I generally had good grades. I always was getting honor roll certificates and participation and attendance certificates at the ceremonies and stuff in school. So people tease me a lot about that. One of my nicknames was Webster when I was growing up.
Okay.
Like sometimes I would get bored. I would just start
Hmm.
flipping through the dictionary, just looking at words and stuff like that. I won't say that I've read the whole entire dictionary, but I did, have a tendency to, just pick up a dictionary and just flip through and look up words and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I was teased a lot about that, about being a nerd or smart kid or weird kid or whatever you want to call it. So looking back
Yeah.
at those challenges and things that I had to overcome, kind of helped build my character and help me grow
Well,
as a
that's
person.
actually good because that you answered my question I was going to ask, and it was what lessons from your younger years that still guide you as adults. So, are some of those same lessons from back there still guide you along now?
Absolutely. I took pride in my education when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to, make sure I had good grades. And even when I lived in Georgia with my dad, he can attest to it too. I would bring home a C or a D,
Mhm.
and I was bawling, bawling, crying because I did bad on a test or on an assignment. So I carried that, you know, sincereness for education into my adulthood, and also my mom as well.
Mhm.
She started going back to college later in life after she got older. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
it's like history repeating itself.
Time to
So
grow up.
yeah, and she was, definitely a great part of the inspiration for me to go back to, obtain an education and, finish college because, you know, I was, I'm the only one of her kids to complete, that that type of achievement. So I wanted to make her proud, and so I definitely hold education high
Okay.
up there on my pyramid as far as things that motivate me to go through
Hmm.
life successful. So
So you went back to school and earned multiple degrees and diplomas. That takes some discipline. What actually pushed you to continue your education instead of just settling and saying, that's good enough or I'll stop here?
a couple things. Like I said, my mom, she's one of the great motivators as well.
Okay.
A lot of people may not know this, but I do have a son who passed away from COVID back in
Mhm.
2015. Um, named
Sorry.
Princeton. He's like one of the greatest motivators as well for me to go back and you know achieve my goals because I have a restaurant plan named in his honor that I've been working on and trying to
Oh,
protect whenever I do get the opportunity or the capital to open up my own
yeah.
restaurant. Definitely
Yes,
gonna
that's
name that for
positive.
him. Yep. So I use him as a motivator.
Hmm.
Because
Also,
you're studying business and the culinary arts. I know that for a fact. Hospitality management, that's a wide range. So, what inspired you? I know you're doing it as one of them as a memorial, but what inspired you to go down those different paths?
I wouldn't say that they're all different. They're kind of cohesive because
Okay.
if I want to run a business, you got to know the business aspect of it. If you want to cook
Hmm.
food, you got to know the kitchen and the culinary aspect of it. And if you want to know how to be a hospitable, business owner, you have to know how to treat people. You have to know how to make your business and your environment welcoming and warming for people to come there. So I feel like They're all kind of interconnected, which is kind of one of the reasons why I took the path that I did, because I started with the business,
Hmm.
and a lot of those classes that I took at Rasmussen University transferred over to Blackhawk, which kind of shortened the curriculum for my culinary arts degree, and I had to take less business classes once I got to the culinary thing of the culinary degree. And then how they have the curriculum set up between the Black Hawk between the culinary arts degree and the hospitality management degree. All of those classes that I completed for the culinary arts degree go for the hospitality management degree. So I was able
Okay.
to, get a degree, succeeding degrees in a shorter time. So
Oh,
that
so it
was
all built on each other.
Hmm.
exactly, yeah. So I was completing degrees in shorter time, by the order that I did them in. So
Okay.
Okay. And we did have a comment really quick from Stephanie Godchild. She says, "Hey guys, from Real Life Topics."
Hello.
hi there, Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, and for somebody watching tonight who feels like it's too late for them to go back to school or to chase a dream, what would you say to encourage them?
I don't want to be cliche and say it's never too late. People say that all the
Yeah.
time. But I would say quote that I heard. I can't remember who I heard it from, but
Hmm.
it was something along the lines of "Don't be afraid to fail." Um,
That's right.
Hmm.
I failed many times in
That's
life. I'm
true.
sure we all have.
You can't be afraid to fail. That's all a part of the learning process.
Right.
Learn from it, and
Yes.
if anybody who's out there wants to go back to
Right.
school or about going back to school, I went to college right out of high school
Yeah.
for a
Because
semester.
right here it says you became president of Business Professions, the Professionals of America, also student of the year. That's
Hmm.
huge. So, what
Yeah,
did those moments mean to you personally? Because that's big.
those were achievements that I set for myself last year around the time that the award ceremony was. For the
Okay.
okay, I'm for the ambassador of the college as well for 26, 27. Um,
Hmm.
I went through that application and interview process 3 times before I got it. The first time I
Wow.
interviewed, I
Wow.
applied to, it was a flat out. They got another candidate. Second time I applied, I was offered an interview and everything, but it was around the time that I had a loss in my family, so I rescinded my contract or excuse me, rescinded my application for the position. And then the third time I applied this year, um, they selected me as the ambassador for this year after, seeing whatever I've accomplished at the college and the community for GPA. So those accomplishments it meant a lot to me, especially with student of the year, because I said last year, sitting at the student award ceremony, I was like, that's gonna be me. That's like next year, that's gonna be me up there. And
That's
I didn't.
awesome.
I said it one time, and I didn't do anything specifically to go directly towards that goal. And like it wasn't a
Hmm.
conscious actions that I was taking. I just said it like that's gonna be me next year. And the things that I did
Yes.
following up to there, led me to doing, accomplishing my goal and you know taking into fruition. I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, so leadership sounds exciting, but it also comes with pressure. What's one thing people don't realize about being a student leader?
Um, a lot of people, not only just students, are gonna look up to you. You're gonna catch the eye and the attention of your instructors, administrators, faculty members of the college. Um, I have, several faculty members have come up to me
Hmm.
and congratulations or say hi Marcus, how you doing Marcus? And I don't even know, I've never met them. So as Dan was saying earlier, people watch. People are always watching you. So,
They watch you.
Mhm.
especially when you're doing something positive, even more when
Yeah.
it's negative. When you're doing something positive, you really, finding ways that you wouldn't think. So like random people come
Right.
saying congratulations or saying hi to me
Right.
by name, and when you've never met them,
Yeah.
is that's a part of leadership. That means that you're doing something right. That means that you're being a positive influence to the people that look up to you and the ones that aren't technically supposed to look up to you,
Yeah.
but so you have some sort of effect on them as well, even though they may be a instructor or an administrator of the college. So I have a great relationship with the president of the college. Just
Okay.
from the first day I met him until him introducing me to be a speaker, to be the speaker at the graduation a couple Saturdays ago. So
Mhm.
it's not about
And that's important. So I'm gonna ask you this: when those younger students look up to you now, what kind of example do you hope they'll see?
someone who didn't get it right the first time. And someone
Okay,
that
that's
knows
important.
that it's okay to fail and to come back from it.
Yes,
Mhm.
Try to tell them to think highly of themselves and have confidence and to just be a good person to the people around your friends around you because you never know who's looking up to you or who you're influencing. So
that's right.
Right. So you coach youth basketball and work with organizations that pour into the community. So why is mentorship so important to you?
I would say so because I had mentors growing up, as I mentioned earlier
Mhm.
in the introduction to my bio about me being a part of the daycare center that my mom worked at. So
Right.
after our daycare hours were over with, they had a youth program. It was called Youth Alternative Program, YAP for short. So everybody used to go to YAP
Mhm.
from it was like I think it's from like 5 till about 7:30. So it's about 2.5, 3 hours for alternative programming for us to keep us off the street. And I had
Right.
those mentors like Eric Stewart, like Tommy Jackson Sr., like Daquan and Leah Bailey and Miss Mary Hatchett and um, uh, Colette and there's so many women and men and women that I can name, offhand, that I still remember to this day from 20, almost 30 years ago that made an impact on me in my life. And they
Mhm.
instilled in me the importance of giving back to the youth and giving back to the community, when you can. So that is definitely a big part of my life, which is um, why I chose to coach youth basketball because I had a couple African American mentors that coached me and my brothers and my friends in youth basketball. So I'm just
Mhm.
returning the favor.
Yes. So, what do you think young people really need right now besides school or sports?
Um, I would
Besides
say
school or sports?
I would say they need nurturing because
Hmm.
kind of worded to where it won't I won't say anything bad to where I
Yeah,
would
so they don't take it the yeah, but
yeah. So I would say
nurture.
nurturing for sure because from my time in the working in the school system, I can tell that a lot of children don't get that attention at home and they don't get that nurturing and they don't have someone at home that, gives them their full attention when they need it. And it hurts.
Yes.
Um, and I feel like that's where technology is taking over. It's taking the place of nurturing. When say for instance a parent is, too busy or don't have the time to, give their child attention or
Mhm.
that homework time or their reading time or their outside playing time, they just throw on the tablet or a cell phone or a TV and a game, like here, keep yourself busy. And I feel
Right.
like that is becoming a huge issue. Um, Having technology in the school as much as they do now, I feel like may become maybe part of it too. Um, when most of their assignments or work is done on a laptop, it's nice to know. to have computer skills and know your way around a laptop or a computer system, but when they spend, 70 to 80% of their time on their laptop or um,
Right.
or some sort of device, it takes away that human element to education.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, have you ever had a moment coaching or mentoring where a young person said or did something that reminded you why you keep showing up?
Yeah, yeah, without being too specific, yeah, like every day you can feel that um,
Mm-hmm.
kids are paying attention to what I'm saying, what I'm doing. They're taking in the knowledge and the information. Some not so much, but you can tell that some kids are hungry to learn, hungry to grow, and hungry um,
Yes.
for human relation. That
Mm-hmm.
human to human um, interaction. So um, whenever I see a kid, like whenever a kid starts talking to me about whatever it may be, I'll sit there and talk to them until, time's up or whatever, we have to move
Mhm.
on or go to another class or, run another play, whatever the case may be. So I always communicate. I will talk to the kid as long as, the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. That's very good. But we're going to pause right quick for a short community break, give our guests a chance to get them some water, whatever needed, and tell you a couple of things that's coming up in the community. Then we will be right back with Marcus Polo Evans right here in Voices and Views. You guys don't go anywhere. Just a couple of short announcements here. All right. First, I have Juneteenth. Juneteenth, it says the first ever Juneteenth parade, Walk With Us in Unity. It's a 3-day event coming up June 19th to the 21st. It's going to start at Taylor Park on the 20th. The lineup will be at 9:30 and the parade will start at 11:30. There'll be dance teams, live drums, candy for the crowd, concessions, a lot more. There's a lot of vendor opportunities for this, calling all
Mhm.
businesses and organizations. Vendor opportunities for all 3 days. Businesses is $50 for all 3 days. Nonprofits only $25 all 3 days. And youth vendors also $10 for all 3 days. They will have a Sunday church in the park. They're going to have a Father's Day grill off. Winner takes home the trophy, some
Mhm.
community awards, and you can win a raffle to get a new shed built by the Men of Change Youth.
That's cool.
You can get a new shed built. I can
Mhm.
use a new shed in the
Me too.
backyard to load some stuff
Me
in. Oh, we could get it out the garage.
too.
So you can win the raffle for that. There will be community events. There will be young and adult, youth and adult speakers, poets, kids crafting, mental health resources, insurance, and so on. Contact Akia Sanders 238-3601. That's Akia Sanders 815. I'm sorry, 238-3601, and that's coming up in June the 19th through the 21st. Okay, coming up also in June 26th and the 27th, the Winnercheck Playhouse is going to present the play The American Sons. This is going to be sponsored by the Boys and Girls Club of Freeport and the NAACP and Citizens United for Rights, Respect, and Equality. American Son presents. And we have Philanice Brooks that's going to be in there. We interviewed Philanice once before. We got Justice Zajac, we got Carl Stewart, and we got Ronnie Bush in there. This is all directed by James Ryan Jr. So that's the 26th and the 27th. It's going to be at 6 p.m. And you guys stay tuned. We will be interviewing the cast of American Son coming up.
Mhm.
We'll be interviewing them on June 5th. So you guys stay tuned. More announcements and information to come about that. Okay, I got Operation Love here in the hand, but what I only thing I want to call out about Operation Love is that we are doing a lot. We feed the seniors and do feed the homeless, but mainly we feed the seniors and deliver a token of love to any elderly person. We deliver to their home and we don't charge for them. We
Mhm.
have a few events coming up. In July is our expo coming up, our Youth Entrepreneur Expo, July 12th, I think it is, or is it 11th? July 11th.
Mhm.
That's on that Saturday doing Teddy Baker downtown at the Adams and Main Street area. Looking for youth 8 to 18 years old. They can sell what they want. This is just to give them that taste of being an entrepreneur and to show that we can support them on their journey. So they get to sell what they want. We don't charge the youth and we do not take any of their money. We're there totally just to support them and let them make some money. Okay. Well, I do have another announcement, but I believe it's further on down the line here that I'll be making it at the end. So you guys don't go away. I have a special announcement to make. All right. So
Okay.
we're going to jump back in. Do we have any comments?
Uh, no, but did you want to talk about your YouTube?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, Zan has a YouTube channel, if you guys didn't know. It's called Crocheting Through the Chaos, where she has all these really hilarious skits where she's crocheting during these insane moments, like
Yeah.
literally on a plane while there's a fire going and
In the
people are
White
throwing
House,
spaghetti.
I'm everywhere crocheting.
But behind it is really a good message to just don't let anything disturb your peace.
Mhm. Yep, the message is no matter what, you can find something peaceful that you enjoy. It just so happened that crocheting is mine, but you can find something peaceful that you enjoy that you can run to give you that moment of peace when all the chaos is going on behind you. If you guys haven't subscribed, go over on YouTube and subscribe or TikTok
Yes.
to Crocheting Through the Chaos with Zen. Those videos, those shorts, it's only been 3 months, and I tell you, the majority of them are viral already.
Yeah.
A lot of them go viral overnight. You'll see them popping up on your homepage when you turn on YouTube. If you see somebody crocheting and with crazy stuff going on, that's me. That's my thing. So um, it's a part of our production company here. It does fall up under Voices and Views Productions,
Mm-hmm.
and so that means that that support from the channel will be helping us. So just want to shout that out. And so we're going to jump back into it. So, where did I leave off at after that? Okay, we did that. You work as a substitute teacher, Marcus, and also as a line cook. Some people think success has to look glamorous, but you're grinding in real life every day. Talk about how you balancing that.
Well, the
And a
substitute
new
that's
dad.
yeah, yeah. So the substituting job is kind of like at will. So at
Okay.
my own I guess discretion. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
jobs are available throughout the district, I can decide to either accept it or reject it. So that kind of gives me the flexibility, to go to work on some days and go to work, watch the baby some days. So I kind of work on the days that Brittany's off, so that way. Um,
Okay.
but I also, I don't work, not work at all, but we do have a sitter, so most of the days I do work. I pick up most of the shifts throughout the week. And then Eagles Club is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'll probably be picking up some more hours too with the picking up with the summer coming around and stuff. So and then with
Okay.
the new baby, thankfully she sleeps at night for now, so we don't, not up.
She's waiting on dad to get home.
Yeah, yep, they just went home before came over and everything. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I try to make it all, I guess, balance with each
Make
other as
it
well.
work.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what keeps you motivated on those hard days when you're tired or you're stressed or even just feeling overwhelmed?
Now I will have to say MJ, my daughter, Marion, her, and
Oh,
Mhm.
just know that I can't fail. I can't let myself down again. I've come this
Yes.
far, so why stop now? So I just use that as my mantra. Why stop now?
mm-hmm.
So, do you think young people today then sometimes underestimate the value of hard work and consistency?
Absolutely. And as I said earlier, AI and technology isn't going to make it any better. They're going
Maybe
to look, try to
here,
find the easy way out, and you
yeah.
know, think that the answer's going to come to them,
Hmm.
by sitting there and twiddling their thumbs. But there are some
Yeah.
kids out there grinding still. There's a lot of kids out there
Hmm.
that take education and hard work very seriously. The kids that are
Yes.
working, at the age of 15, 16, teenagers. Those are the ones
Mm.
that are going to get it. The ones that aren't going to get are the ones that think that he's going to come to them. Had I known that back then, I was one of those kids. So had I had the drive and the determination that I have now, back when I was 17 or 18, I'd probably be a millionaire or a billionaire right now. So yeah, they definitely
Okay.
the hard work to
Yeah.
reap the benefits that they want. So
Hmm.
So you recently became a father to your daughter, Marin. Congratulations on that. How has fatherhood changed your outlook on life?
it has changed it drastically. Every day I think, double think, and triple think things before I make a decision and the effect that it will have, or the consequences. So, um, and I put her, at the top of the list as far as who's going to suffer the most from, a negative consequence from an action that I take. So,
Yeah.
I use that as my um, the thing to keep me on the straight and narrow, and to make conscious decisions, and uh,
Okay.
hold myself accountable. So
Hmm.
And so I you answered that too. I see that becoming a parent makes you think different about your legacy, right? An example you leave behind. Are those things that are always forefront now for you,
yeah,
being a new
absolutely.
dad?
Yep, I want her to grow older, and when she's able to understand things and comprehend,
Okay.
the things that I've done, and think like, wow, my dad, really overcame some obstacles, and achieved, his goals that he set. And I want her to be proud of that, when she get older, and able to understand and see those things.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you kind of answered my next question, which was what kind of values do you hope your daughter grows up seeing in you?
Goes up to value education,
Okay.
Hmm.
not over most things, but understand that education is valuable and can get you, in places that, not having a degree or an education won't.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't see myself regressing and going back to old ways, and I guess doing the same things that I used to do. So I value my education so much to the point that I use it as my step tool to get to where I want to be in life. And I hope you guys use education
Okay.
as well. And just friendship, um,
Mhm.
I love meeting people. I have, hundreds, if not thousands of friends, that I would consider a good friend, So
Okay.
um, meeting people, being nice to people, and just being a good person overall.
Hmm.
Okay. This is part of our youth empowerment series, you guys, in case you don't know or haven't read the title. And one thing we want to do is to give young adults a voice. So, what do you think young people need more of in today's world?
Someone to listen to them.
Hmm.
Like
Very
I said,
important.
like I said earlier, whenever a little kid walks up and starts talking to me, I start listening, even if I don't understand.
That's right.
everything or completely understand if they speak gibberish. I'm gonna pretend like I know what they said. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
know you're paying attention and taking in what they're saying, even if it's baby
That's
Chinese.
right.
Um, just need somebody to listen to them and not someone to turn
Right.
their head when they're trying to
Hmm.
vent, express their opinion.
Okay.
So
So, what advice would you give to someone who feels stuck or overlooked or even counted out?
um, I would say look to God for sure. Um, he's there. He loves you. He wants the best for you. Talk to God. He definitely gets you and he help you get through whatever it is that you're going through. He helped me when I was
Hmm.
going through a difficult time in my life. So I would definitely say look to God for sure.
That's
And
right.
I would say surround yourself with positive people, or positive
Hmm.
energy. There can be a whole bunch of people around you, but the people that are around you, you want to make sure that they're, you know, wanting to accomplish things and setting goals
That's
for
right.
themselves and
Mm-hmm.
about people who not bringing any negative energy to you. If everything that comes out of their mouth is a bad comment about something or about somebody, then you don't need to be around that because then it's gonna start to rub off on you.
Hmm.
You're gonna start feeling
Right.
down and depressed. So God
Right.
and people that you have around you for sure definitely makes makes the change on how you go about living life.
Yeah, because social media sometimes can make people feel really behind in life. What would you say to someone comparing a journey to everybody else online?
I would say follow the people who live life that you want to achieve, the lifestyle that you want to achieve, or the people who lifestyle kind of align with the lifestyle that you want to achieve. Don't
Right.
that's doing 100 times better than you, thinking you're gonna one day make that drastic change. I mean, it can happen overnight. Success does happen overnight every once in a great while, but um, like I said, it takes hard work, dedication, the people
Hmm.
around you. So if you on social media following people, don't follow people who you're gonna envy or be jealous of because they have what you don't have yet. So that's
Mm-hmm.
just
Hmm.
worse when you scroll your timeline and see somebody doing 100 times better than you. So like I said, align yourself with the people who are doing the things in life that you want to
All
achieve and
right.
how you want to, get to the level you want to make it to.
Okay.
Okay. So, Zan, did you want to do your announcement or do you want to jump into some
Now
rapid
we're gonna do
fire?
the rapid fire.
Okay. So, we got some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite meal to cook?
So I'll have to say a good steak, never, goes wrong. Steak
Hmm.
for sure. And then I guess to kind of answer that question in a different way, I do have a business plan. The business plan that I've talked about earlier is for a sandwich shop, like a burger sandwich, specialty sandwiches, different toppings
Mm-hmm.
and buns
Hmm.
and names, that type of thing. So that's what my business plan is. But if I'm at home cooking, I fire up a little ribeye or a New York strip.
Oh, okay. So, what one word that describes your personality? You thinking of it, huh?
It's like, how do I sum it up to one word?
Me personally, I would say helpful. I guess because I always try to help everybody and
Mhm.
Hmm. Okay.
help when I can, be of
Well,
some
that's
service
good
to
because
people.
not very many people can say that.
Right. I
Hmm.
know Zan can definitely say that. Okay, so what's your dream vacation?
New Orleans, New Orleans,
New
New
Orleans?
That's your dream
Orleans,
vacation.
Yes, I
Yeah,
to try to go there this year. Because I want
want
to
to
treat
go
myself.
there doing
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. Is that what you're trying
No,
to do?
no, no. I
Don't
want to
do
go
it.
there for Halloween. I
Okay,
got
don't mess with Mardi Gras. It's crazy, dude. Don't do it. Unless you just
Have you
want to
been?
be. Yeah, I've been to Mardi Gras. It was just one big drunken nasty brawl. I didn't like it at all. All it was, I don't like people all close to me like that. And then you walking
Right.
shoulder to shoulder with all of these people. You can't move around. Your feet is just stuck because there's just beer and alcohol, everything wasted amongst who knows whatever else they put down there, and people just showing their breasts for beads. It wasn't nothing entertaining and exciting. I said, is this what people come for? Well, I guess it all depends on what flips your fan, but that
Yep.
was nothing for me.
What about the
No,
food? I know there has to be some good food.
that's what
Yeah,
I for. That's why I want to go for the food.
yeah, I did, come across a guy with this big jumbo barrel of gumbo he was cooking outside his shop,
Ooh.
and it was so good, but otherwise, it was for me. And we didn't just stay in one area, we moved around, and it was just the time of year. People were just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want
Absolutely
to. I don't want
crazy.
to stand there during Mardi Gras at all.
Yeah. Well, I have a special announcement. I'm going to drop it in here for everybody that's listening. This is our first youth enrichment series, but it's not
Hmm.
our last because I invited our guest. Yes, Mr. Marcus Evans is going to be coming on as our host for our youth enrichment series. He's going to let me know when he wants to start. He's chosen Mondays. He's going to be on Mondays here on Voices and Views. So, you guys, we are adding, like I said, we are adding and always looking for ways to expand. So, Marcus, we are so excited to have you come on board. We know you're going to have some exciting topics, and you will be great for this youth enrichment program. So,
Well, thank
Hmm.
you for inviting me
congratulations
and
and
encouraging
welcome
me.
aboard. Yes, we're so excited to have you.
Yes.
Yes. I couldn't have picked a better person, I tell you, Marcus. I thought about you, thought about your journey. I watched you. So it wasn't just an overnight thing. People think you
Right.
just think of stuff. No. I I maul through stuff for months and months and make decisions and not just bring them out to us the right time. But so welcome
Hmm.
aboard, and I'll talk to you and find out, at the end of this show, exactly what day you want to start so we can start getting you promoted out there.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yes, yes,
Wait,
very excited. Anything you would like to say on that as far as
um,
your upcoming?
I would say that I am going to be looking for youth guests. Um, I'd probably say 90 to 100% of my guests I want to be youth. One, youth that are out in the community, that are related, involved in sports, extracurricular activities,
Hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
anything outside of school that you're proud of, and parents, you're gonna have some input in on this too because once I get started on Mondays, I'm gonna want
Mm-hmm.
parents to send some shout outs on things that they're proud of their youth doing. So I've got some ideas
Yes.
going in my head. So
Yes.
it's gonna be worth the while for people to tune in, and I'm
Hmm.
excited to be involved even more with the youth and make sure that they stay on the on a positive you know positive
Yes.
path, be successful
Right.
in life. So
Hmm.
So this will be a great opportunity for the youth out there, you guys, to use your voice, to let us know, for people to find out what you're doing. That way, people can support you and know, oh, I didn't know so and so was into this. I could have,
Hmm.
if they don't know, they don't know. So, this is a way we want to always let our youth know that we are behind them, and we should support you. And we haven't supported you the way we need to, but we are doing better. We're getting there.
Right.
So, and
Yep.
you are important. Your voice is just important as any adult. So
Hmm.
You'll be reaching out to Marcus, and Marcus will be reaching out to you. So that
Absolutely.
youth enrichment, it'll all go to him. So please don't send me your requests for interviews and everything. You have to send them to Marcus. He will be in charge of that. So looking forward to that. So, what's your biggest motivation?
I think the community. I got a idea of possibly going into public office
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
or some sort of political office of some sort,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
board board member or something like that. So I'll probably be after I'm
Yeah.
done with business, my business, I'll probably be pivoting to education and politics. So as
Yeah,
far
definitely get on
Right.
some of these boards around here, Marcus.
yeah,
We need you on some of these boards
Yeah.
around here. I serve on several of these boards, but some of these boards need you. Let me tell you, they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that just throwing that out there, um, we need that. What I want to say, I don't want to get in no trouble here, but we need we need to look at more than just one type of face. I'll just put it that way. I'm not scared. So we need that. We need young people on some of these boards. We don't need
Mm-hmm.
these boards with everybody on there getting 100 years old and still having these old views because we want the youth to participate. We gotta have things going on that they will be interested in becoming a
Mm-hmm.
part of. So
Right.
absolutely, yeah.
yes,
So
yes, okay.
So, if you could sit down with any successful person for 1 hour, who would it be and why?
um, I would have to say Damon John, the founder of Fubu.
Oh,
Oh,
I,
yeah,
okay.
I read his book. Got a
yeah,
book
I read
called
it. Yeah, I
The
read it.
Power of Broke.
The Power of Broke. Yes, I read the
Mhm.
Power of Broke, and then it's another one. What's it called? It's Hustle, something about Hustle. Or so I got three. I got three of his books. I read two of them already.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Power of Broke is definitely my favorite one of his so far.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that
Mm,
one.
yes, he gave the backlog on how he started from working at Red Lobster and fixing bikes, writing his
mhm.
little bike repair shop out of his mom's house. And
Mhm.
how he literally started from nothing and the power of broke. He
Yeah.
Yep.
defined the power of broke, how the power of being broke, turned him into this being that just wanted to be successful no matter what it took. So I would definitely sit down an hour with Damon John and have to have a conversation with him. Because obviously he's huge success. He's been on, Shark Tank and he goes
Yes.
around traveling the US, doing inspirational, you know,
Mhm.
speaking engagements and stuff like that too. So I really
Yeah.
he's a huge inspiration of mine as well as far as successful people.
Yeah, I like him too. He actually saved a lot of bees too. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Marcus, tonight you dropped a lot of wisdom. Yes, you did, especially for the young people trying to find direction. Before we close, what final message would you like to leave with the community tonight?
I would like to say that everything that I'm doing from here on is going to be for the betterment of the community. I look to stay around the area. I don't plan on moving anywhere anytime soon because I
Okay.
foresee myself as being a pillar of the community that can make a difference to not
Mhm.
only the youth but to the community itself. I'm involved in several other organizations, as you said, that are geared toward making the community a better place for the next generation and just to make students accountable.
Yes, that's what it's about.
Yeah. So I would say just whatever you're going through right now, um,
Hmm.
be positive, stay faithful, look toward the sky, and God will make a way for you.
That's right.
Right. And where can people follow your journey, support what you're doing, or just stay connected with your work?
You can follow me on Facebook, Marcus Chef Polo Evans, and I'm also on LinkedIn under Marcus Evans, and I'm also on Instagram under Chef Polo. So those three are the main social media outlets that I use. So you can follow me on any of those three and send me a message if you want to set up an interview, or if you just have any other questions about life in general, or what my future goals are. Yeah, I'm always open to conversation.
All right. I do have one more announcement. I'm being interviewed tomorrow on
Oh,
Biggs
yes,
Radio in
yes,
Chicago. So, you guys, I want to shout Stephanie Godchild from Biggs Radio. She have a
yes.
podcast. It's called Real Life Topics, and it's on Biggs Radio, Chicago. She streams at 7 p.m. CST time, and that's every Thursday, you guys. And I tell you, I listen to her podcast, the real life topics, and I tuned in and I couldn't turn away. It was very interesting. It kept
Mhm.
me engaged. She seems like she have a lot of interesting guests coming on, and so we did talk. So she will be interviewing me tomorrow. So I'm a little nervous.
Congratulations.
So hopefully she'll go easy on me. And I'm used to being, when you're used to being in a different seat than you're in a other seat, it just seems a
Yeah,
little funny for a while, a
right.
little strange. It will make you still nervous. So I am looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to doing some more things with Stephanie. As a matter of fact, we're going to get her on the show here so we
Hmm.
can talk about her show and get people to start tuning in to her show. And I am going to be collaborating with her on some things. So I want to thank you, Stephanie, if you're still in here, and a shout out to Biggs Radio in Chicago. And I am looking forward to that interview tomorrow at 7 p.m. It will be on Facebook, it will be on YouTube, or you can go to WCHI. I had to get remember because it's Chai, and that's my
Hmm.
hometown, so I shouldn't forget WCHI, and that's Biggs Radio, you guys. All right.
All right.
All right. We had a really good show. I knew we would. I knew we
Yes,
would.
this was
Once
a
we got
Yep.
great
through it, I knew
interview.
we would. Remember, you guys, um, Marcus is our new not community, our new youth enrichment person here. So he will be having his show, remember, on Mondays. I
Hmm.
will be posting and giving you more info to promote his shows when he's on here. Remember, any topics or anything you need to discuss about youth enrichment, I ask that you please reach out to Marcus,
Hmm.
not to us here. Reach out to Marcus because he will be the one in charge of that show. So, on that note, we want to say thank you, Marcus. I'll be reaching out to you within tomorrow, probably, to find out what day you want to start, what Monday you want to start. And then we'll
Sounds.
just go from there. And just
I,
keep in mind and let me know anything that you would need here for the studio, but let us know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate you ladies for inviting me on to interview and talk
Yes,
what
yes. We're looking
Yes,
forward
thank
to
you.
having
what I
you.
go through. So
Yes, looking forward to having you on and looking forward to the new youth enrichment program. Looking forward to
Hmm.
promoting our youth and looking forward to, I know you're going to do well with them. So
Yeah,
thank you, Marcus, and we will see you guys on Friday, 6 p.m. when we're
yeah.
back.
And thank you for everybody watching, commenting, sharing,
And turn in the
and
Bigs Radio.
supporting.
Tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m., you guys. WCHI, bigsradio.com, 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
peace
All
out,
right.
everybody. Have a good night.
See you next time.
We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.